Welcome back to the Stoop football fans. It's your boy Lolo. What on earth was that I just watched? Yeah, that was Mikel Arteta as Wednesday Addams seducing Pep Guardiola. I really don't, I made that video and I don't really know what I'm saying with that video. I'm very confused at myself, but happy Friday to everybody. Happy Friday. We did have some football today, but it was, whatever. I'm sure you guys are going to force me to talk about it in a minute. But first of all, I want to say big up to all the Stoop crew members who have been in the chat ever since I created this stream earlier today. And I think it was Anders that was first. Jimmy Bremner's Ghost, the second one there. Ben Arizona out in Arizona. Nice to see you, my man. Pink Cushion, nice to see you as well. Anders, it's Saturday in Sweden.
4 more days. 4 more days,
John. Yeah, 4 more beers. That's all I have left for today. If anybody is nearby, please run out and grab me some beer because I don't have enough. I had to steal the wife's beers from upstairs. So we'll see how these low carb ones are going to do for me, but probably better than the 8.1s, 7.1s. Who else do we have? Hold on a second. The Macronical. Yeah, I'm getting better. Macronomical. See, like in my head, that's your real name is Macronomical, and Macronical is like, you can no longer call me that. I now go by Macronical. So I hear it, but anyway. Hey, and there we go, Thunder Road. I'm more interested to see if Lolo will pronounce your name. I won that one. Winning. All about winning. You guys are going to get so tired of winning from watching this show every Friday night. You're going to have to find other things to do just to make it feel different. Graham Wood Robinson, nice to see you. Nervous about Accrington Stanley? I think he's talking to Leeds fans on that one. Ping Cushion as well. Very good to see you. You guys are talking about some nonsense in the comments section. So there we go. Scooby-Doo, Macronical. No, I still like Macronomical. It sounds it sounds better. I'm gonna start an opposing YouTube account called the Macronomical just to see what we can do there. But Gareth Oop North, hey, that's like Gareth Northgate. That's our manager of the U.S. men's national team. There we go. Who else we have? BxGunner, very good to see you as well. Well, it is Friday night. We had some FA Cup action going on, which I like to refer to as the fuck up. And Arsenal did fuck it up today with a Nathan Ake strike. That sounds like an oxymoron or something. Like, out of all the players that Manchester City has on the pitch, you need Nathan Ake to pass the ball into the back of the net. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it right now. I want to talk to Mark. So please, John, please bring in Mark for me.
What's going on?
Hey,
Happy Friday, everybody.
I'm having a rough Friday.
I didn't even know that there was. I didn't know there was the fuck up. You know, I guess I fucked up.
The fuck up was there.
I didn't
for
realize.
Everyone to see it fucking up. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we're not even cursing right now. It's just.
Did you watch the match?
I did, but I was also directing a show, recording a show, editing a show, watching it at the same time, and surprisingly, a lot of shit got fucked up on the show. Fucked up with the FA
Well, I'm
Cup.
just wondering what your opinion was of seeing that Trossard got the start on the the left side for where Martinelli.
Fantastic. That today is a match exactly for what we brought him in for, is to have him give Martinelli a rest and have a very small to no dip in performance. And that's exactly what I saw. Trossard performed very similar to the way Martinelli has been performing. He caused a headache. He was up and down the pitch. He held the ball, maintained the ball, had a couple of shots on goal. He looked fantastic to me. I'm still super psyched about that signing, and I really like it a lot.
Nice.
it was it was a lot of the other things going on the pitch. To me, like I even put a tweet out about this. This is the match 1 of 3 that we have against City going on. So to me, this one matters the least. Would it be cool to move on in the FA Cup? Sure. If we lose, less matches to play, less things to worry about, more focus.
Right.
What was worse as the match was coming to an end and Arsenal were going for a goal, I was like, do not score a goal. This means we have to play City again. Like, no. This means it goes to a replay.
Right.
And we have to play them and schedule it in a weird time, and it just fucks with your season. Where I'm like, look, we didn't win it. Okay, move on. But now we've gotten a taste of City. City's gotten a taste of us. And to me, what I gather from this match is that if we're playing in the league, we've got them. We got them. Like,
bold.
Basically, we were the better team out there today, I thought, for the most part, even though we changed, 6 of our starting lineup and they changed 2. We held Rob Holding took care of Holland. We took Thomas Partey and Xhaka took care of that midfield like nobody's business. I feel like we will be totally fine moving forward from here.
All right. Well, let's hope so.
Am I talking to myself? Task. Did I freeze?
No. You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
I was just looking at all the screens below as well, and everybody was frozen. I'm like, when did I cut out? I've just been talking.
I mean,
to myself,
we could all freeze like that silly challenge from like 3-4 years ago when it was like, what was it, the mannequin challenge?
What?
Where everybody just froze for the camera.
What game were you watching, Ben? What game were you watching, Ben? You cannot say that City were the better team out there. To me, this was a match that deserved to end in a draw.
Score
if either
would
team
say
won
that
it,
they were
the other team would have to go, yeah, all right.
The score line tells you who the better team was.
No. The scoreline doesn't tell you who the better team is because their goal came when you have Jack Grealish, Erling Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Ilkay Gundogan, all those players out there, and it's Nathan Ake who scores, not from like a header from a set piece. He scores from open play. That's your defender. That's one of your defenders up there. To me, that goal, and if you saw it go in, you're like, oh, that was weird. Okay.
I didn't watch the match, so I can't really comment on it. But I mean, you guys had most of your starting lineup in there.
What?
You guys had a pretty strong lineup. I said you had a pretty strong lineup.
Yeah. No. I still feel like we could have played better. We could have won that game. We could have this and this and this. I just don't think you can say, oh, they won. They were the better team. No, even the commentators were saying, I hate to say it, but I feel like Arsenal were the better side out here. Yeah. Even I'm more saying we were pretty even the whole time. It could have gone, had we nicked it with one goal like that, had it been like a Gabriel header from a set piece, I'd have been like, okay, we kind of still no Gabriel.
Gabriel. I'm sorry. I thought you said Jesus. Gabriel Jesus. My mistake. There's more than one Gabriel on that team, isn't there? There's like 5
there's
of them.
Gabriel, there's Martinelli, and there's Jesus. All right.
You'll be playing with 2 other people named Gabriel. Sign me up.
There's only one Jesus.
Exactly, Mark. There's only one Jesus, and he's got a busted knee right now, okay?
And he works at the taco place down the street.
No, there's lots of those. There's lots of those. But Mark, if you want to talk about some Arsenal stuff, we got some Arsenal players waiting in the wings. It looks like, who do we have? It looks like a Mustafi, Ian Wright back there. Who am I seeing? We even got a Leeds United player back there.
Mustafi.
I'm so messed up in the head right now.
I thought Mustafi went way of the Socrates or whatever the hell it is.
I'm saying waiting backstage. Who do they
waiting
look
in
like
the
down there?
wings.
Yeah. We have Ian
just
Wright.
Waiting
for
in the
sure.
wings.
We have Ian Wright 100%. And then I don't know who you think Cantac. We have Cantac here on a Friday night. Let's get him in before his wife kicks him out and says, "No, you got to come back and deal with this." Cantac,
you're muted. There you go, brother.
What's up, guys? How are you?
So good to see you, my man.
Thank you. It's good to be back. Good to be back.
How is it going?
It's great. Just another win under our belts today. Just keep on moving on, running through teams.
So much winning.
So much winning.
What winning?
Did we not win today?
No, you lost.
Well,
Mark
can't win them all.
Mark,
I guess,
but look at this.
Can't win them all.
To me, I'm going. This is another Mikel Arteta masterclass.
They all are for you.
He puts out just enough of a team that you think he is going for it. And then he's like, nah. Best player on the pitch in the first half, Rob fucking Holding. What does he do? Subs him at halftime. Oh, no, Holding, you gotta let Holland score. We don't want to be in the fuck up longer than this. And we have the chance to get knocked out of the fuck up by Man City and not by Nottingham Forest. Let's do it. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I appreciate a good wind-up as much as anybody, but to say that Holding was the best player in the first half is expert level.
If you noticed, I wasn't touching that.
Yeah.
Rob Holding had a clean sheet. Did Saliba have a clean sheet?
No, but that's kind of because Holland went
the only defender with a clean sheet. Rob fucking Holding. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Gabriel started. Gabriel started.
Yeah, but
he didn't get a clean sheet.
I got you.
I didn't get a clean sheet. See, I'm manipulating the facts a little bit. Here we go.
Well, I mean,
I think though, today's game. Since we're talking about it, did you see Ake celebrate the goal? His own goal. Well, Mark obviously didn't because you didn't watch the game, but barely. It was like a double fist pump and like a couple back claps.
Because he's like, I passed that to Holland and somehow it went in.
Because I don't think either team gave a fuck at all.
That was my feeling the whole time.
Yeah, it was a bit of a pillow fight, But I will say this, something I did notice, the Etihad was in full voice, which was just a testament. I mean, that's what happens when the league leaders come.
Arsenal. That's all I heard on my television. Oh, no, not all I heard. What else I heard was, that famous Etihad chant. We've got Super Mick Arteta. It must have originated there because I heard that 20 times during the match. Do they have fans that go there?
It looked packed. And I think that's because maybe it's just traveling Arsenal fans, but City wanted to see the league leaders. City fans wanted to see the league leaders come into their stadium. And it just sucks that both teams took the day off for them. I feel bad for the City fans more than anything.
I feel worse for Zinchenko because he came on the pitch and was like running around. He was tackling. He almost got a red card at the end there. He very easily, if he wasn't on a yellow card, that last tackle he did it was definitely a yellow card. And they kind of looked at him and were like, let's just get this fucking game over with.
Yeah. But that dude only knows one speed. He only knows one speed. Zinchenko. Yeah. There's no, you put him on at the risk of everyone else, essentially, I think.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got anything else you want to say about this match before I continue to let people in this show?
No, please. The more the merrier.
Please.
I'd love to see some faces and meet some new faces.
All right. Well, let's get an old face in here. Sorry, old man. I was actually
Jesus, that old.
Did you see yourself? Did you see yourself behind me? Is that why you got shocked there?
Hey, that's me. Oh,
he's probably the youngest person here.
I am not the youngest.
What's going on, Gary?
I wish I was. I'm doing good. Hello, Cantac from Brooklyn. All right, so around the way. Nice.
We're all in Brooklyn today. except for you.
Yeah,
We're all in the
sorry.
States right now. This is a very early show for all of
I'm
us.
in dirty Jersey, or slimy Jersey, or New Jersey, whatever they call it. So
We'd rather not say here from New York, you know.
Yeah, we'd rather not talk about that.
I heard you guys talking about the game. All I can say is I hope Partey is healthy. That's the only thing I can say about this whole thing, because they're saying that it's a rib, so he's going to go for X-rays or whatever.
Oh, is that why he was taken off?
Yeah.
Well,
So,
it looks like we're 75 million now for Casado instead of the 60 that was reported.
Whatever they want, we should get it. We should pay it anyways, because when we took him out and we brought somebody else in, and I don't like to say names because then I feel like I'm picking on them. Things
They're
changed
big boys.
significantly,
They're big boys.
right?
They can take it.
No, I mean, Zombie is not a good replacement or not a good backup for Partey. I don't know what he's good for in terms of who he backs up. And I wish I knew what his skill set was, because I can say, well, if they use them this way, it will work. Because I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
Oh, man, didn't want to pick on anybody.
I'm trying not to.
I don't want to pick on anybody, but this guy.
No disrespect, but you shit.
It's not all on him. Some of that is definitely on Arteta. If we could continuing to bring him out there, and I want to stop, but yeah. Now I think we had opportunities to score as well. I mean, the Trossard basically stood out, and if Martinelli doesn't, if he doesn't show up, he's going to be sitting, because Trossard looked like a man he wants to play.
I would think that Martinelli would want to show up, because didn't he just sign a contract extension?
He did. That was today as well. 4.5 years.
I don't think you sign someone to an extension and then have them sit.
Trossard.
No, but
did you see Trossard today?
You're going to see this with Trossard. He's going to start for Martinelli sometimes. He's going to start for Saka sometimes. He may go across the top that way, just to give them a rest. To give them a rest.
Sure.
Like in the next couple of weeks when we're 37 points clear of second place City, or whoever it is at this point. I don't even know who's in second place. It's been so long since I've looked that far down the table, but I digress.
One spot, huh?
37. I'll take that.
Is it mathematically impossible for us not to win the league at this point?
Well, it's mathematically impossible for you guys to not drop out of the top 4 last year. So
I don't know about
to do that somehow.
That is not true. Come on, your math. You need to work on your math.
No, it was yours to lose, and you lost.
That's not what you said. That's not what you said.
Well, mathematically impossible to drop out.
That's what I'm saying right now.
I think you said mathematically impossible to not drop out somehow.
Yeah, I don't know what I said. I never know what I say anymore.
Anyway, let's bring Ben back here. Let's bring Ben on in, because he's been waiting long enough. What's going on, Ben?
Good evening, gentlemen. How are we?
How are you? Thank you so much for watching that shit show of a match.
It was
even though you didn't have to.
I'm gonna put it through non-Arsenal tinted glasses. You offered fuck all apart from a couple of shots first half. Man City didn't offer a lot, but second half the only team trying to win it was Man City. And then they scored, and you brought everyone on with a couple of chances down the left with Martinelli. And other than that, I think you're devoid without Ødegaard. And if he gets injured, I think your season's done. Your keeper looked all right, though.
There, fellas.
Your keeper looked all right. You want a bad little keeper in. He stood tall when
except he let Nathan Ake score on him.
I think he was still recovering from the ball ricocheting off the post. I think he was still steadying himself for that. And then, he was slightly blocked by the defender in front of him, but it was a soft goal to concede.
And it was a slow enough ball that it did kind of like roll on the ground and curve in.
He looked good on crosses. He looked confident. So
he had a leaky defense in front of him in the first half. For
when you mention he's rated so highly that if there were an injury to Odegaard, I wouldn't be surprised if Arteta put him in that 10 spot. He's that good.
Matt Turner?
What's happened to Smith Rowe? What, is he still injured or what?
Smith Rowe just got re-injured.
Oh,
really? Was he a Banter?
Yeah, he re-injured his leg in training.
No. Yeah, relax. They said it was a precautionary not in the lineup.
Yeah, it's not a
That's
good
what they
sign,
initially said about Jesus.
It's not a good sign.
It was precautionary. Well, look what happened.
I mean,
no, Mark, that's what I said about Jesus. Not anybody who knows anything.
Lolo, though, like this is, it does have shades, unfortunately, of Jack Wilshere.
It does.
It's just 100%. Like that nagging injury. And he even came out a couple of weeks ago, last month, where he was like, it's good to have it behind me. Came out to the media and said, like, oh, it's good to finally have this figured out. And I was like, well, we'll never see him again.
Yeah, never. Enjoy the number 10 shirt while you got it. Let's see. So Ben, you guys have the possibility, speaking of cover for I don't know if anybody was speaking of it, but I'm going to fake it. Speaking of cover for Partey and Xhaka, we had been linked with a move from U.S. men's national team, Weston McKennie. But now it looks like he's going to be joining his counterparts, his U.S. counterparts over there at Leeds United.
I think
doing the U.S. men's national team thing.
Throw of Arsenal in the mix. I don't think you were ever in the mix. I think it was just us.
No, I don't think.
His agent getting money from Leeds?
Yeah, I think we did the deal with him before Juventus. So all I know is that we're just.
So what do you think? Is he coming? Is he going to Leeds?
I think it's definite. We're just dumbing an hour in over a couple of million euros up front, I think, at the minute. All personal terms agreed, and I think they're willing to sell. So it's just a case of any day.
I think everyone's willing to jump ship too, right? Like, anyone that's not from Turin will probably want out of Juventus right now.
Whose slot does he take? Is that a Mark Rocca?
Yeah. No. I think you paid them
not
two
Harrison.
at the back. No, Aronson. Yeah, I think that's who loses his slot. To be honest, I think what they'll do is they'll play Rocca and Adams as a double pivot, and then sat in front of them will be McKennie, and then you'll have your three across the front.
That's funny because I thought he'd just replace Tyler Adams, as that's what our real target was.
Tyler Adams is
you don't need him anymore, right?
Send over.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you don't need him anymore. He's he's obsolete now. So
I don't think, to be honest, when it comes to Tyler Adams, Leeds are in the business of having a player for a year.
Yeah, it looks like a loan option.
So.
McKennie is a loan option, and I don't think there's a buy option added to that, but one can't be too sure. Especially these days. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. With the figures that are being spoken, I think it is a to buy option.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that's what they're running an iron over, the final fee, how much up front and whatnot. So... But we need to
man.
When
I first saw that, I was excited for y'all.
I'm excited about
McKennie was linked to us for a little bit. They wanted Ait Niori, and they were gonna cash and McKennie is what I had read.
I prefer McKennie to Unai. Unai's had a great World Cup. To me, his figures don't add up in League One.
Right.
No assists, no goals. But I don't want him. This is Premier League. It's not League One. If you've got no assists, no goals in that league, it's a step up, this league. So a lot of Leeds fans on YouTube been all up in arms that we're getting him. And to be honest with you, not enough for me, just a World Cup. So I'd rather have McKennie, who I've actually seen a bit of, Yeah,
I'm with Scooby D2 here, saying that I think Rocca sits back with him with him out there, because why not try the USA in the middle there of McKennie, Adams, Aronson, and do what Garrett Northgate fucked up, which was not playing Aronson centrally and moving him out,
Do you
out
think
west.
this is an audition from Jesse Marsh then? Look, this is how you manage the US squad. Can I have the job?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That would be something.
Absolutely.
They've
That's
pretty
how it
much
goes.
dropped, all the management. It seems to be gone. So it just seems like a matter of time before the coach is gone too, right?
Yeah. But speaking of midfielders who are coming to Arsenal, let's bring on our West Ham fan who's here. It's Italy Jet, everybody, who's selling us Declan Rice. Oh, you got to love these segues, don't you, Matt? I know you're enjoying these.
I do. This is the best. I picked a good Friday to come on. What's going on, man?
Yeah, Lolo's drunk before we start. Let's go. Italy Jets, how much for Declan Rice?
Shit, now it's, I mean, just like I've been
In the
telling you,
winter.
65 million like now, but we should have sold him for at least 80
Caicedo's
or 90.
75, 78.
I think in
I
January
want
his value
75
goes up.
to 90. I would love 75 to 90, but I think now he's only worth 65 to 75 because we're losing.
You can add a few million on that because it's January.
Yeah, I think so.
And
Add-ons. Add-ons.
He's also
Add-ons,
English,
yeah.
so you pay 10 million more because he's English. So
can I tell you guys what exactly is going to happen right now?
Okay, what's going to happen?
Arsenal's going to put in a 75 million pound bid for Caicedo.
And Chelsea's going to get him for 95.
Because Brighton has said
and then we'll put in 65 for Rice and get him.
Well, they turned down 60.
So many other people.
Because Brighton came out and said it's 75 or it's 75 plus. It's not even 75. So don't come to us with this lowball shit. And then what does Arsenal go? Cool. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Here's 60. And they're like, no.
Right.
And Chelsea's like, oh, well, Arsenal just gave 60 and they said no. So now Arsenal's going to go like, hey, Brighton, what is the absolute max that you won't take? And they're going to say like 75.9. And there we'll go, cool, 75.9. And they say no. And then Chelsea's like, we got to go 80. Let's go 80. Let's go 80. Oh, they stole Caicedo. Cool. Declan Rice, you want 50? And he's like, yeah, I'm on it. Let's go. Done deal.
Should have sold him when you had the chance for higher, but it is what it is now.
Is cooking right now.
Yep. And Harry Kane is going to move to Man United next year for like
you think so?
About? Why does everyone say that?
30 million.
What?
30 million?
Wow.
That's what
You're
he's
funny.
worth.
Hey, Lolo, with add-ons, right? With add-ons.
Of course.
Yeah. If they win the league, if they win the Champions League. Oh, sorry.
They win
all right, you guys got nothing to say about that. You all hate Harry Kane. Okay. Well, speaking of strikers that suck, let's bring on our Liverpool fan who has Darwin Nunez to deal with.
And Cody.
It's Chris from Dirty Jersey.
I fucking love Harry.
What's
Kane.
going on, Chris?
Yeah,
what's up, dude?
Hello.
So,
I hear you're
Good
bringing
boys.
Harry Kane to
I'll take
Anfield.
Yeah, he can.
I
him
want
and-
him.
him and Darwin can play off of each other.
Would you be able to field a team that wasn't just strikers if you brought Harry Kane in?
Luis Diaz, Darwin Nunez,
Gakpo,
Mo Salah,
Jota,
Gakpo,
Right.
and Harry introducing as your goalkeeper,
Harry Kane. Yeah.
Right.
He'll kick field goals for us. This is the craziest fucking transfer market. I just can't believe. Like, what would Pedri go for? 200 million? If Caicedo is 75, 80?
I saw something
God.
about them getting fined like 200 million for something, but that could have just been Instagram bullshit.
So can you guys explain to me?
Madrid bought Cruz for 20 million. They bought Toni Kroos for 20 million.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Explain
like
to me-
Ronaldo and
explain
Neymar.
to
fucked
me
everything
why
up.
Caicedo is 75 million.
Because it's January is coming to a close, and they know there are teams at the top that need depth, and they have leverage.
But what has he done?
Doesn't matter. Someone on
Yeah,
Reddit,
quiet,
Arsenal,
isn't it?
said,
You
I'd
want
love to
him
get
bad enough, you pay
Caicedo.
for it.
Yeah.
So let's sell Lakonga for 80 million. Then
I mean, shit, you would think.
I mean,
but
If
no.
you can
I mean,
get
it
it,
is a
more power
crazy
to
time,
you.
but it's not that crazy.
Right.
It's not that
80
crazy
million
at all.
what?
Not even close.
Is
80
anyone
million
knocking on the
lira
door for
from
the
1990. That's only like
Right.
$7.
Is anybody knocking on the door for Laconga?
See, the thing is, the
What did
transfer
what did
market
Newcastle give for Anthony Gordon? They give like
got
50.
the deal done.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
the deal done. I just
It's like 47 mil.
So.
What message is that sending out as an Everton fans?
I mean, that's going to be like Sean Dyche's first order of business is, all right, thanks, kid.
Oh, we don't need you. We're going to bypass you, so it don't matter.
They got him for 40 million.
the transfer market is like
They
the
actually
new,
got him.
is like
Yeah.
the new platform for hipsters, basically. Like,
It's
oh,
an
we
agent's
valued
game.
Caicedo at 75 when he was only worth 30.
It's just like
You know,
anything.
like-
It's a business. The transfer window is a business for agents to
Right.
make money.
Right.
well, it's
right.
also, I mean, like fucking Chelsea, right?
Oh my god, yeah.
400 million like this
Right.
month or something.
Yeah, that's yeah,
Like-
exactly.
Like that's what it is. Like there were teams that needed players to fill in depth and what have you, right? Like every team wants to
Right.
do that in January. And
Right.
Todd Bowley was like, 10th is not good enough. We need a new team.
We need 11 winger. They're doing the same thing. This is like the
Why
first
is every-
midfielder they've approached.
Just stockpiling wingers, right? Like we've talked about it, Chris, like you and I, like Arsenal needed a backup to Eddie Nketiah. Liverpool needed wingers. Arsenal have only been in on wingers. Liverpool have signed their 14th number 9.
And we needed a left
Well,
back.
And
You know,
that's
like-
like
Right.
Liverpool is going, fuck, our midfield is fuck. Our midfield is
Right.
fuck. Our
Let's
midfield
get another
is fuck.
attacker.
Let's go get Cody
Yeah,
Gakpo.
let's just keep getting them and just getting them. I mean, Gakpo, they don't even need Gakpo.
Yeah,
No, that was Man
they're
City.
pretty injured up
with
front,
100
though.
million
I mean,
Jack
I like
Grealish.
But
They
who
were
would
like,
you
oh,
get
but
more?
Man
a
City-
I like
midfielder
the
or
price
if you're
we got him
Liverpool?
at, but I don't like. He seems like a sensible price now with like people who are less seasoned than him going for twice as much.
Do you think they bought Gakpo to stop him going to Man U? Because he was making a lot of noise about wanting to end
Yeah.
up at Old Trafford.
Yeah, he wanted to go to
I
Old
think so
Trafford,
too.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I thought he
that's-
was going to Man
Yeah.
United.
I think they also
Right, me
think,
too. Me too.
I think they also think maybe Firmino is going to may not be there next year.
Yeah, I totally forgot that he saw the fucking team.
Oh, dude, yeah. He's just riding that bench. Riding that bench.
He's playing the Pirlo role these days. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Playing
He's
the-
linked to Sao Paulo.
yeah.
I think the funny thing is, I
He's
think
linked
he'd be
there.
I think Firmino would be a solution in midfield. Like I think he could be a number 8. He runs all game.
He could
Yeah.
fit into a lot of teams
Just-
in the league. Firmino is
I take Firmino.
Sending some cheeky
good player.
no
Yeah,
look
what
diagonal.
you get with him is you get a footballer and a goal scorer. So
I agree.
Mhm.
quite rare.
I would love it.
Okay, so let me ask you guys right now, in this day and age, here we are. Imagine, let's say, you brought him up, Tony Cruz.
Yeah.
In his prime right now, somebody's looking to go grab him. How much would he go for?
100
If
million.
fucking
100 million.
Caicedo is going for 75.
I think more than 100 million.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll
it
say
depends
more.
on what team he's on, what team he's leaving.
Where did he
You-
go, where did he go to Madrid from?
Bayern.
Munich.
Bayern Munich.
Either team are going to make you pay through nose
Yeah.
today.
What
And he's
player-
33
what-
years
what-
old.
Yeah, what
33 years
player
old.
At,
Yeah, but if
that
he was
level you're
23.
talking about is actually
If he was
available.
No, I'm
20,
saying
no.
I know.
when he went to Real Madrid,
He was probably
he was
25.
25 and he went
Yeah.
for what? 40
20
million? 20
20,
After
yeah.
a World Cup win, by the way.
So I think
for
you're
20.
talking 120.
I'm just saying, like, what would he go for now? What would Ronaldo go for when he went to Madrid? Like, these numbers
Now
are
it'd
just
be like
out of control,
50
and they're
million,
not even
easy.
concurrent with inflation. Like,
What do you think-
these numbers are.
What do you
just-
think you're paying for Mbappe now? I mean, he went for daft money 5
I
years
mean-
ago, 6 years ago.
Cruz
300?
was for between 24 and 30 million. That's how much Madrid bought him for. Between
What do you think
24 and
Messi's
30
worth?
million.
Like
Now.
in his, so if 91
now.
if 91 goal Messi was on the transfer market, he'd be a half $500 million.
But what do you think he's worth now to pry away if you wanted him? I still
Nothing,
think
he's
he's going
garbage.
to.
He's only got
Overrated.
6 months on his contract, so 20, 30.
You're
Because
still
of
going to get good money for him, aren't you? Even at his age. And
Who are you talking about?
Messi. Right now, what's he worth this age?
With 5 months on his contract.
Oh my God, Messi. It doesn't matter. You would make in jersey sales
and jersey sales
like,
and ticket
and
sales.
ticket sales.
and,
like
it would be well where you would
Forest
pay anything
could bring
for
him.
Yeah.
Bournemouth, Norwich City, Leeds United. You would bring him in a heartbeat just to sell that. You would. Oh, dude.
I mean, look at Ronaldo. I mean, Al Nasir's like Instagram went from like a few thousand to millions now. It's just what Ronaldo and Messi could do for your team.
Like that. Yep. That's what we've been putting in bids for Messi to come to Happy Hour. Right now, we put in a 200 million pound bid, and they said no.
I've told you need to improve your Spanish.
Oh. Yeah.
Might need to get an interpreter on here.
Yeah, we do. All right, so we'll maybe we'll try some English players or some American players there. We'll try and get them on the show, offering them sweet packages like that. But guys, what is going on with? Is it Chelsea's fault? Is it Man City's fault? Is it the Premier League's fault in general? Are we ruining the world of football with these outrageous prices where a midfielder like Moises Caicedo, it's not his fault, but a team's putting price tags on players like that, saying you cannot touch this player for less than 75 million. West Ham did that to Declan Rice a couple seasons ago, saying no, 100 million.
Well, the other thing is
to keep people away, but now teams are going like, sweet, I'll pay it.
These mid-table teams. Go
ahead, Chris.
These mid-table teams are way more profitable than they were 10 years ago, so they don't need to sell as much as they needed to before. So they can drive a harder bar. Bournemouth and AC Milan were both going after Nicola Zaniolo
and West Ham. West Ham too is in that mix as well.
AC Milan is second in Serie A. Bournemouth is second from bottom or something like.
Yeah,
they have basically the same kit, which is kind of funny, but that's where it's at right now. It's just those teams don't have.
I think it's
about selling and buying,
but what does it come down to, right? I think it's the big TV contracts.
Yeah.
Right, like these guys are all
down to marketing, how it's marketed.
Every team is getting seen now, so every team is making money, and like you're saying, like that alone. Well, plus, you have
look at Juve. Juve have just took a 15-point deduction. Their skin,
right.
The money is in the Premier League. La Liga are kicking off about it. They don't like it. It's unsustainable, but they forget they started it.
So in the late '90s and the early,
it'll hit a point where the money runs out and owners. Look, it was Chelsea were the only billionaire club. Now they're finding out that they're not the only billionaire club, and they have to fight for silverware like they used to have to.
When was the Serie A?
It'll stop when there's no money left.
It'll be combining, like that Super League shit is gonna happen eventually. It's
hands down.
The NCAA in America, right? Like you're seeing the biggest conferences all coming together, and there's just going to be 2 super conferences, and that will. I think soccer in Europe is farther away, but it's going to happen eventually. I mean, like the money is just going to get so condensed and concentrated that.
So let me get this straight, because you guys are all more knowledgeable than I am about all this stuff. But definitely everybody, especially today. But what it sounds like to me is you can look at the big 6 as like celebrities, right? And then you have these drug dealing enablers, your Southamptons, your Brighton, always staying there, and they're just feeding you decent to really good players. Oh, you want a little Mane? There you go. What you need? Some Virgil van Dijk? There you go. That's both Liverpool. Sorry. And they're feeding you this like this. Oh, we need the money. Yeah, we need it. Now we stay up. But now you're saying those enablers, drug dealers, they're sitting prettier where like they don't need your money. So they're saying the same ounce of crack now costs this if you want it, because I don't need to sell this crack.
I think there's a term for it, right? Supply and demand, right? They have the supply.
But they're like, we're not being relegated anytime soon. Mm-hmm. So that makes me go like, okay, who deserves the actual money? And to me, it's Brighton recruiting. It's Southampton recruiting. How do you keep a football team mid-table for so long without going up top where you need to start buying 100 million pound players? Because Brighton and Southampton don't ever buy 100 million pound players. That's the difference.
Yeah, they sell them off and get better. Brighton gets better. They sell off really good players, and they're still moving up the table. It's crazy.
And their scouting department is fantastic.
It's I guess I just call it's lazy. The teams at the top don't have to.
Every team
they don't have to do. They don't have to do that.
Young talent,
the diamond in the rough, and then work with them for a year.
Arsenal do, Leeds do,
and get them.
It's just
that's where there was like a funny somebody on Twitter nailed it when I forget who it was, but they said Brighton are putting in a £4 million bid for this random player. Arsenal should really go in for him now before they have to pay £100 million for him, as a joke of like, if Brighton are into this dude for $4 million, just fucking buy him for 20 right now, because they're smarter than us.
Well, it's also the loan. The loan.
I don't even know what I'm asking you guys here.
The loan restrictions that are going to come in are going to further exacerbate this, because Chelsea could just go take a bunch of risk, buy a bunch of players, and then have
them out on loan
army. Now they can't do that as much. So the mid-table teams will take more of these risks, because it's actually less of a risk for them, because they don't need a player to become an A+ player to start on their club.
Honest question: what are Chelsea going to do with all their the existing players they had before they bought a whole new team?
Sell them.
They had a whole new team other than that team, so they've got three teams.
4 days.
What a great answer!
He doesn't know.
There's 4 days to unload.
Nobody knows.
There's 4 days to unload 7 existing players. You can only have so many players on your roster, right? That that you've put in for your Champions League squad, that you have for your England squad, your FA Cup squad, right? Am I wrong about that? Or
yeah.
So
you have to declare them,
right. So what do they do?
Rules.
I don't think he's thought that far ahead.
I'm making all this up.
What happens to Conte?
They're gonna get by because that's what they fucking do, because they're cheating as Chelsea.
Well, it's different now. You don't have Abramovich threatening.
But you'll find that deadline day will be frantic at Chelsea. I feel
just selling players off. They're going to be selling
sell them and loan them.
Havertz and.
That's where you go up and you're like, yo, by the way, here's $20 for Raheem Sterling. And they're like, done. Go the fuck out of here.
Or
get the fuck.
Mourinho and Conte. I don't see.
I keep forgetting Sterling.
Yeah, Conte.
Our Kovacic.
Conte got injured, and all of a sudden, people are like, "Conte's dusted. Conte's dusted. He's done. He's done. He's never coming back." And you're like, Conte was like the best midfielder in the world just a year or two ago.
Yeah, but he hasn't played in easily a calendar year.
Yeah, calendar year at least. I agree.
Yeah, at that once you're around and above 30 and you take a year off, it's
yeah. I mean, we're going to see that with Chilwell, and we're going to see that with Reece James.
Reese's
Pieces.
Yeah, that's right about James. What about Kovacic? The guy was from Inter and Real Madrid. What do you think they're going to do with him?
Is he a free agent at the end of this year?
I don't know if he is, though, but he is a midfield. Kovacic, yeah.
Kovacic?
No, Pulisic as well. He's
Pulisic,
to requirements.
That's right, the winger. Yeah,
I think
USA.
Pulisic, Ziyech, and Havertz.
No, we'll have
Ziyech.
I was going to say
anyone else.
All the Americans in their leads.
Aubameyang too.
It's very weird, Gary. It looked like Ben was attacking you for a moment. There was a photo behind your head, Gary, and there was Ben, and I was like, oh, he left his box and he came down to attack Gary for a minute.
Leeds are turning into Fulham circa like 2009.
Well done, Cantac. Speaking of Leeds United, we've got another Leeds United player waiting in the wings.
For fuck's
He
sake.
has started for them 18 matches this season.
There we go.
You know him, you love him. It is Mr. Tom.
Dun-dun-dun.
Da-da-da.
Greetings.
Well done.
Sorry.
Welcome to the Stoop, everyone.
Mr. Tom,
Who's in the
welcome.
cup today.
Yeah, it was in a cup.
Well,
Not Arsenal. Heyo.
it's everyone's
Macho
boy.
Man.
It's the
Macho
Macho
Man.
King,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
complete with hat or crown.
He's just back from the Burger King.
I
Very
literally
nice.
I literally spent 7 minutes finding the crown.
I'm
I
glad
like
you
how I
timed
was- it was
yourself.
7 minutes.
Oh, he was
Show
in the
self-worth.
back room that long, I
The
guess.
old equalizer there.
All right, so fellas, each one of you, I want to ask you this question. You have 100 million Great British pounds to spend, and you can, boom, grab a player for 100 million pounds. Who do you take for your club? Mark, you're right next to me. You go first.
I have no idea. A striker? Any striker? You know, I mean, we've been busy, so I can't, I don't know yet because I don't know enough about Lopetegui. I don't know, you know, who's the striker that's available for 100 mil, you know? Not really sure. I don't know enough.
Mark, I
But
think
we
you're
need a
missing-
striker.
You're missing the obvious. You take
What's the
Junior
obvious?
Firpo. You
I
would
would
take
take
Junior
Junior
Firpo.
Firpo.
Well, he would have
Now
to
I've got
speak
think of the
Portuguese,
fucking answer.
I don't know if that's enough money.
you know.
Who's this Junior
Eddie
Firpo you guys
Beach.
are talking about?
Eddie Beach.
I think I'll spend 100 million on Eddie Beach. That's what the
All right.
market is deciding on.
All right, we'll start with the Italy Jet then. We'll go to the opposite corner, way down there. Italy Jet. You got 100 million. Who do you buy right now? You could buy Declan Rice if you wanted.
Just one player, right? For 100 million,
Yep.
correct? Okay. I would love either a defender or a striker. If I was going to go with either one, probably Pau Torres or I can't get Kane. Kane's not worth 100 million right now. Maybe Son.
16 goals. How
Son
is
is not worth a fucking 100 million either.
Son.
Tottenham would charge you.
I don't
100
think
million.
anybody is really worth 100
Tottenham
million.
would charge you 100 million.
It's just
for
like
Son,
what
for
the what the market's going to dictate.
Son is not going anywhere.
I
for-
know.
I
more
know
than
Son's
50
not going
million.
anywhere, but he said anybody.
Not for more than 50 million. I wouldn't think, especially after the season
If
he's
you
having.
offered 100 million for Son, they would sell him in a heartbeat.
That's what I'm saying, because it's twice what he's worth.
Yeah, but would be a good player to have. But let me ask you this, Italy Jet. You're talking about, I'd like it. There's Ben attacking you again, Gary. Look out.
Yeah, watch out. I'm here now as well.
You said that you want a defender or a striker. You have like 18 strikers. Don't you have Scamacca, Cornet?
He's injured. Antonio wants to leave. Ings is injured. Yeah.
I forgot you got Danny Ings. Jesus.
I mean, we're thin. Unfortunately, we're thin right now.
Can you spend that money healing your team?
Yeah, I guess better doctors, right?
When did Danny Ings leave Villa?
A week ago?
About
Like 2
a
weeks
week
ago.
ago. Yeah, like
a
week ago.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, we bought him for 15 million from
Good signing.
Villa.
Yeah, and he broke
All
his
right,
knee
Gary,
almost
you got
immediately,
100
didn't he?
million.
Yeah, I think Rice is worth 100 million, and it's closer to 100 million than Casado for us. So, and based on what I saw today, we definitely could do with another player sitting in the midfield there and give some support to Partey or play next to him. So, yeah, midfield help for us would be really good.
Take him.
So Rice is who I would go for. I'm not sure who else is like. If I'm going to spend 100, I want a player that's worth more than 50, like the guy said.
Yeah.
So he's worth more than 50. So not wasting
You want
more
me to change
as much.
my answer?
No, man. No, I
So I'm
think
getting roasted
it's either a player that's rated at like 100 million or a player that would take 100 million to take them away from their club. And to me, Son's one of those types of players. I don't mind that. I don't mind that choice. Chris, going for a striker
may not be enough money. I'd get Joshua Kimmich because we need a midfielder, and he's the best midfielder in the world, not in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Maybe the best midfielder in the world, but I don't know. Maybe I have De Bruyne just a notch ahead of him.
Can't argue with that.
Can't argue with that at all. That I would hate for Liverpool to do that, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't say Mbappe
because that would be very good for you.
You wouldn't get Mbappe for that amount. But
well, are we under the assumption that like 100 million being like could get any player for that amount of money, right? Like,
I mean, it would make them. I mean, like I gotta say, like Mbappe, you probably need more than 100 million to get Mbappe.
Yeah, I'd say 3.
You'd get one of his legs for that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all you need.
Who you going with?
All right. Aside from tying down Junior Firpo to a 49-year contract,
there you go.
I would also obviously look at getting James Milner in as a serious buy. Getting James Milner in for a packet of crisps, okay? Because it's 400, but it'd be good in our dressing room. And I've got to be honest, my mind spaced out during this discussion, so I forgot what I had planned at the start. Can we just say that I would pay Tottenham to relegate themselves?
Okay. Director John, is that a valid choice?
The only reason I say Tottenham.
Yeah, I am watching. It's in between periods. What did Tom say? Because I spaced out too.
He said he would use his 100 million to tell Tottenham to relegate themselves.
Go relegate yourself.
And you're asking me what?
Each of the cake.
Is that a valid use of his 100 million?
He can do whatever he wants. It's his.
He lost everybody with a 49-year contract for Firpo. That's where it just went, and then show done.
There you go. There you go. All right, Ben. What are you doing? Are you doing a Junior Firpo as well?
No, I'm buying Kevin De Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, I think he's that link we need just to make the final third, not a wasted pass. I just think, he'd offer us something else, and we'd score a lot more goals because we had him. I know we've got defensive issues, but we'll sort them in the summer. You got De Bruyne. We are outscoring most teams.
Sorry, I did think of one.
So why wouldn't you go for like a more defensive person if you're scoring all those goals?
Because you've just given me 100 million to spend, and I want De Bruyne because he's my favourite non-Leeds player.
Get Calvin back.
I won't give you 30 million for Calvin back.
I saw Calvin at half time during the game. They put the camera on him sitting there. He looked
I
like
saw him when they scored.
He looked like a different human.
He's not our Calvin
What have
anymore.
they done to
The
our
money's
Calvin?
changed him.
He looks bigger.
All right.
Like tough.
But
he totally ate Hobbs.
But I like De Bruyne, and if you're giving me 100 million, I think you're going to get De Bruyne.
That was just terrible. That was terrible. Take that back.
No, he did.
No, take it back. Take it back.
All right, Cantek, 100 million. What you doing?
Well, I mean, I would like to go under the assumption that the 100 million is just the price that could get any player, right?
Pretty much.
Because it seems like that's what the question is in its spirit, and it like there's a handful that you would go like Jude Bellingham, Holland, Pedri, Vinicius Jr. are like all players that I would not be unhappy if I had to spend that money to
but Mo Master's got a point. Like right now, Jude Bellingham may not go for less than 100, which is crazy, but
that is tough.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's who are we to decide where that 100 million is the benchmark? Because there are players that are going for or would go for more. So
this is financial fair play, can't it? You can't just do a Chelsea and just buy who you want.
Apparently you can.
Apparently you can. They're getting away with
can.
it.
But they've bought like
or PSG or Barcelona.
They've bought multiple players for 400 million. So
are we giving or taking 20 million here? Is because let's face it, Son's not worth 100 million. So let's say Italy Jets give his other 50
He might be to somebody.
The funny thing is, like, how are the other clubs that are colluding with Juve on these transfers not also getting points deductions?
Because
I'm just focused on the guy who says I have a good point. So I don't know.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, good point.
I'll tell you why. It's because once the money has left Tottenham, I'm assuming you're referring to. Once Barcelona took us 2 transfers, right? So, and the fact that Tottenham have the sporting director that did most of these transfers. So, I'm guessing once the money left Tottenham, it's not up to them how Juventus document it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's the only thing I can think of.
I think you need a partner in crime if you're both marking up the player that you're swapping for each other. But anyway, Kantek, you didn't pick your player.
Well, based on what Arsenal needs, I would say Haaland if we could get him for 100 million. Like, there's players that I like better, but Arsenal need that up front more than they need Musiala to replace Odegaard or Bellingham. Like, Bellingham would be great in the midfield. And long term. So either Haaland or Bellingham, but we're not apparently he's worth more than 100 million, so we can't get him.
Let me just lower okay, let's go to the next tier because 100 million is not top tier anymore.
If you can't get some players for it, then no, it's not top tier. If you say 150, then those guys
are you giving us more money?
So who are you taking if you can't get the likes of Bellingham and Haaland? These are all
but I like those two because those fill Arsenal's most basic needs right now with
what is Haaland's value? He just went for 68, was it? They got him.
He went for next to nothing because they
It was 75.
Fucked it all up.
They paid like 40 million in agent fees on top of it though. So it was like they paid the agent for the right to this, like all in they paid 100, but
right.
Darwin
Nunez was 100. So if you want Bellingham, based on those numbers, Anthony was what 85. If you want these guys, it's going to be more than 100. So,
so that's where I'm trying to make it a little difficult. It's not your dream guy, but it's like one of these guys that 100 million would take them from their club, even though they may not want to leave.
Musiala.
Okay, I've had a serious thought about this.
Also, I don't know anybody below. Like, I just know the superstars and Arsenal players.
Does Junior Firpo have a brother, Tom?
Yeah,
he does have a brother, and that's who I'm going to spend this money on. Yeah,
Musiala is pretty fucking badass.
He's great, but again, he would then just come in and play.
So Mark,
Odegaard.
Mark, right before you go, just to piggyback on Kantek, since we're Arsenal and I'm sticking with another German. What do you think? Because Musiala is a bit too forward for me. When what I feel we need is more coverage.
Goretzka
would be great. That was going to be my if Kimmich was more than 100.
And I think 100 million would get Goretzka.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, and I can't believe I didn't think of it.
I out Germaned and out Bayerned you?
Yeah.
Winner. That's it, guys. Good night, everybody. The show's over. No, I think Goretzka would be. I mean, as Thomas Partey cover and then better than Thomas Partey. Like,
he also scores. He's he probably plays more Odegaard's role.
See, if you're gonna do that, so you just go clone Henry and then we're done, right? That's about 200.
No, he's a little further back than Odegaard, but he's to me, he's very. You got to look at like what Arteta's doing. Arteta likes the player that nails their position, but can also do other things.
He plays a great pivot in the midfield and then just a threat from a deep line position. Yeah, it would be great. I'd be happy to pay 100 million for him.
Now he's a little bit older, 27, is he? 20,
Something like that.
something like that. In his,
Wouldn't
he's a
matter. I mean,
vintage.
honestly, it doesn't matter with the numbers that are good. Like, I think that's sort of case in point with this little exercise is that money has become, it doesn't matter, right? Like, you'll pay for what you want, and
He
someone
also
will make
like
you pay
He
over.
looks like a gym rat. I think he's going to be pretty agile till he's like mid-30s.
I just got word Arsenal are now in talks with Leon Goretzka.
If I swear,
well
God,
done, guys.
If you put it
Well
in
done, guys.
Arsenal Reddit, it will materialize.
I'll put it right now. I'll put it right now on Twitter at least. Here we go.
Well, I would use this money to sign Eddie and Kea.
Please.
Because, but the last time I tried to sign him, the response
Your best goal scorer right now.
No, the response I got from him was, "Who are you and how did you get into my house?" So
good attempt. Good attempt.
Wait, Liverpool.
Maybe get you in the back door this time.
I thought that was how I was going to sign him. But anyway, the actual thing I'd want to sign, I'd want to bring back Bielsa as well to coach the under-21s because that's the thing he does now apparently. As long as he brings his translator with him, I will double his fee as long as he brings a true Premier League legend. His little translator.
Yeah.
What a hero! I love that little guy.
I miss the
all right,
the bite-sized press conference with President Energy.
All right, Mark, it's on you, man.
And I have no idea because I don't know players outside of Premier League. So I guess who would I want? I don't know. I don't want to spend $100 million for Harry Kane. He's like 28. Somebody pointed out.
You can have Patrick Mahomes if you want him.
Chris
can have
Chris
Patrick
text him
Mahomes.
an Italian guy, real quick. Just text him some Italian name.
It would obviously be Wolves. It would have to be somebody Portuguese.
How do they? Do you know, like, you don't pay in NFL? You don't pay like transfer fees like that, do you?
No, man. You trade or you just sign them free agent.
Exactly.
Or
waive them.
Let's say you wanted to buy Mahomes and you wanted to move him away from Kansas. Would you have to offer like picks and stuff like that?
You have to trade,
Sometimes you would have to trade players, and they would. The salary also has to match.
Yeah, I get that.
You can't just be like, we'll give you a Patrick Mahomes for 2.
What's that Portuguese fella's name that sort of had himself a World Cup after like Ronaldo hit the bench?
Cholo Ramos.
Yeah, from Benfica, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
He speaks Portuguese. You guys have $100 million. Is that insane to?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, I
think you could.
Come on, you've been to Portugal.
I've been to. It's true. It's true.
I think you could.
But I tell you, if there's anybody that I'm enamored with, and especially this season, something to take, a portion of $100 million, and if it took the whole $100 million, I'm not really sure, but someone that can kind of have the offense go through, and your guys' Martin Odegaard has had a hell of a season. I'm not saying that it would ever be a possibility, but him running offense,
we'll sell
for
him
Wolves
for
and kind of facilitating the way that he does for Arsenal.
You can have him for 150.
That'd be pretty fucking sexy.
Give me Rafael Leao.
That's what I was talking about, I believe.
Oh, Leao?
Yeah.
Give me Leao. Forza Milan. Give me Leao.
Oh, I thought that was Chris. I was like, Chris, enough. Liverpool doesn't need Rafael Leao. You got enough of those guys. Like, stop it.
He looks like he would really fit Klopp, but we don't.
3 years ago, I would have paid $100 million for Jurgen Klopp.
Keep him in.
Can I ask what you guys think to Sean Dyche?
I like Osimhen on Napoli too.
Yeah, he's a good player.
What do we think of Sean Dyche on this? Well, it doesn't matter where he goes. We love him. just the same.
I love Sean Dyche.
He's the
I
best.
think it says more about Everton. What I think it says they're shambles. Not because Sean Dyche personally. The fact that they narrowed their shortlist down to Marcelo Bielsa and Sean Dyche says they have no plan.
Yeah, exactly. The two
Or they're
total
open
opposite.
anything.
Isn't their owner trying to sell the club as well now?
Yeah.
I think he's trying to get outside investment because he realises that no one will actually buy the Everton club.
Oh, I'm sure there's some offshoot of a Saudi family that will throw down money and build it back up.
How much Bitcoin do we have between?
And have
us?
it compete.
That's my point. No, that's my point, Mark. It's really expensive, and you're getting absolute shite. Like you can do that, the Saudi thing. You like they pay cheaper for Newcastle, and they got something they can actually build up. Like you could buy a team in the Championship cheaper.
How would you feel if they landed Bielsa?
Everton.
I don't think they will because
they won't.
No, they won't.
He's told them. He told them he wants to manage their under 21s. That's it. He was never entertaining the first team coach.
He basically said, "My staff will manage the first team, and I will oversee the under 21s, and then I will take over the first team in the summer." Implying after loads of transfers have been made, because he knows the first team is shit. And
he'll fully analyse them the minute they sacked whoever. He'll have fully analysed them, and then if basically he'll go in there with a plan. I want to change this. It's not that a case that he wants staff worth £1 million a week or whatever was being reported. It's a case of if you don't comply to what he wants, he ain't interested because he won't take you seriously.
They've paid more for worse. Then Everton are notorious for it. If you can get a contract at Everton, you are pretty much set for life.
Yeah, unless you're Frank Lampard.
Here's a question: are there any center backs worth $100 million in your mind? Anywhere?
William Saliba.
I would probably say one of the Newcastle defenders, probably at the moment.
Shar.
They're getting all the clean sheets.
Kieran Trippier.
Yeah. I'll just put Shar in.
Trippier just extended his contract.
Yeah. Zinchenko.
Not sure what he paid for, but or what it entailed, but yes. McCarthy.
Another year.
Anthony Gordon is indeed off to Newcastle. Newcastle, as I affectionately call them.
So, do you think my question should remember? Do you think he can save Everton?
No.
I don't think if you want your team saved, you bring in Marcelo Bielsa. Marcelo Bielsa is like a ground up.
Oh no, I fully believe that they would have gone down under Bielsa, and it would have been a championship thing like with Leeds. But do you think Sean
next
Dyche will
season,
save
like
Everton?
go ahead and let them go down with Frank, and then bring in Bielsa. And let
Those
him.
players have no affinity for Marcelo Bielsa. They have no reason to work hard for him. Because there was a load of Leeds players that Bielsa basically saved the careers of. Now, you could say they had it in them and things like that, but the reality is that Bielsa took players like League One Liam and turned them into Premier League players. You might say they're not elite Premier League players, but that's not the point. The point is he had them believing that they were.
Yeah.
And they often played like it for a time. But the thing
for
I got with the thing I got with the interview though is him turning up today. He literally flew in to London to do the interview and basically went, "I only managed under 21s." That's the equivalent of turning up to an interview because the job centre or your wife have demanded it, but you don't really want the job.
Yep.
So you tell them things that means you'll definitely not be hired.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened.
They say, what are your best qualities? Free thinking, doing what I want, and not listening to authority. Those are probably my best attributes. And they're like, oh, and I also love cooking fish and broccoli in any microwave I see. And they're like, oh, you got the job.
They'll say to him, and when you lose 6-0 at Man City, they've already played there. When you lose 6-0 to Man City, will you play more defensively in the next game to stop that happening again? He'll go, no, I'll play even more attacking, of course.
Exactly. Double down. Double down.
I'm not
All right, guys.
Well, him off. I'm not saying to slag him off before anyone says this.
No, he was about
He's a
entertaining
hero.
football, and whether we
A
won
hero.
or lost, the game were entertaining.
No, and Bielsa is who he is. It's not.
Yeah, he makes shit players better, which is what a coach should do.
But he's one
He's an
where
angel,
like
Ian. Of course he has wings.
He released his team sheet a week before the match. Like
I'll even say Arteta makes players better. He's made some better players out of Arsenal. That's a good coach. Pep does the same.
Yep.
If you don't make the players better, then you're a manager. You're not a coach.
All right, fellas. Well, we had 20 minutes of stoppage time there. So we are at the halfway point right now. So we are going to have our little bio break because all of us old, bald men sitting here before you, drinking a ton of beer, need a little bit of a break. So we have a short break coming up right now. And then we will be back with Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom. And more action for the second half of the show. All right, everybody, enjoy.
Hey, what's going on, Stoop crew? Spawny Mark here. As you may or may not remember, last week on Happy Hour, our little segment, Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom, he came out with this outrageous Arsenal bet with a correct score of 3-2 and someone getting a first goal and someone getting the last goal, Eddie and Ketia. It may not be a big secret, but I won. And, I just want to say thank you, Mr. Tom, for putting together such an outrageously fun bet. I had a little embellish here and there. I couldn't go with Bruno scoring the first goal. I went with Rashford. That came through. But Arsenal came through for me. I even got the jersey up here. You're probably wondering how much I may have won if you hadn't seen it. It was posted, but let's just say that I'm 100-air now, and maybe I can buy 1% of 1% of 1% of my club. 1% of 1% of 1%. But don't worry. My newfound success is not going to change me. I mean, I like the way that I am. I like the way that I present myself. I'm kind of a bit humble, but a bet like that really makes a man feel like a king. That's right. And if you too want to be a double wristwatch wearing, pinky ring wearing, chick stealing, wheeling dealing, limo riding, jet flying son of a gun, then you got to pay attention to Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom, which is coming up next. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Woo! That's right, babies. That's right. It's time. It's time for Bet in the Dark. Mr. Tom, what you got for me today? What you got for me today? I gotta have something for the...
Come on, Lo. Place your bets.
Is this like a Kirk Cousins 2.0 or something?
I'm better than that, baby.
Mark,
I'm better than that.
Great.
I love it, Mark.
You're gonna be a big baller. You gotta dress the part now,
Mark, you're a little shy, and so I won't say everything. But Mark bet $1. Mark bet $1, and he won over $800. That's fucking nuts. That's fucking nuts.
I want to be a little humble about it. I want to be a little humble.
I know. That's why I said I'll tell him.
Hey, Mr. Tom, you've created a fucking monster. A multi-100-air monster.
That's right, baby. I'm a multi-100-air.
It's the voice he puts on. I love it.
I stole this crown from the Macho King.
Is that pinky ring from Thundercats?
Oh!
I wish I had the money to throw around.
But I gotta say, guys,
I was gonna say all you're missing is like a lot of singles and fives.
no, I gotta say, listen, we came up with this idea for. We were always talking about weird, crazy bets, and Mr. Tom always knew about some weird, crazy bets and different odds, and so we came up with this little segment, and we've been doing it for a long time. And Mr. Tom started with crazy bets, and then eventually tapered them down to a bit more reasonable bets. Probably because of all of you in the comments section who are always giving him crap of like, that's a terrible bet, Tom. That shit hurts when he sees that, right, Tom?
I have feelings.
We all have feelings, except for Mo Master. And he started narrowing them back down to better, more reasonable bets. And I gotta say, special thanks, Stoop crew member Ben Ireland. Ben Ireland saying, no, Tom.
Get him back.
Bring him back. Come, let's go back wild and crazy. And so what he did was he has a delicate balance now where he will come up with a crazy bet, a crazier bet, and then an even crazier bet. So then you start looking at the first crazy
one,
bet.
Baby.
Well, that's when you're looking at one of them going, you know what? Compared to that one's not so bad. And that's a big return. And Mark did that. He put $1 on it. He put his money where Tom's mouth was.
Oh, no.
That
sounds
really weird.
That doesn't sound good.
Take that back. Take it back.
That doesn't sound weird, baby.
Take it back. Gosh. Ugh.
That putting your money where your mouth is in term does not translate when you're trying to.
Mark,
it's only if you call your junk money.
Well.
Anyway,
was not the only individual that done well on that.
He was not. And then Gary, but here's the different. Here's the thing, guys. Mr. Tom created this bet, and I took the bet, and that bet lost.
Same.
But what I forgot was happy hour and betting in the dark. You start betting in the dark, but then these guys talked about it for a while I was drunk, and they manipulated Mr. Tom's bet into an even better bet. And I don't remember any of that.
You know why we didn't bet on the other team, right? Because it was that team. I bet on that team, and I lost.
I bet on the other team.
Well, no, he changed it from Bruno Fernandez to Rashford.
Let's let Tom explain everything.
Yes, right, basically, obviously, I put Bruno on the bet. With my logic being, Man United are definitely going to score first. And I thought that could happen if they get a penalty early doors. And if they had, it would have been Bruno Fernandes. But common sense would also dictate that they had a striker that had scored 7 goals in 8 games. So it also made sense, due to the odds of the bet, to do £1 on Bruno, £1 on Rashford. And there's a certain
That's
individual.
The part I missed.
That's diversified portfolio.
Yeah, diversify your fucking portfolio.
We diversified the portfolio, baby.
Didn't you hit on the
That's the only way you can become a king. Is if you
did hit on the
corners.
Portfolio. 7.5 corners I added to that one.
Financial, diversify your bonds.
Did you hit corners like 7? Well, obviously you took.
I hit it all, baby. Corners, all the residual stuff.
No.
Kedia to finish, and let me tell you. I was pacing a hole through my carpet
got the dollars, baby.
Because I was like, who's got the goal? And then they're looking at it on VAR. It's going to be chalked off for offsides. I'm going to lose my bet. It wasn't even. It was barely there. But no, they awarded the goal to Nketiah. I didn't think he got it, and the rest is history.
I think you should do every show like this from now on.
Yeah, hey, if I keep winning, baby, I'll get more chains.
I know a guy.
Crazy Mark. You know what's crazy, Mark?
I know a guy.
Is absolutely. This is like no joke. I'm not fucking with you. This is a very good look for you.
Can you guys imagine?
It's incredible.
Like it works perfectly.
Can
He
you
looks like
imagine
he
if
owns
Mark,
a bedroom store on a commercial.
if
King
Mark,
mattress, baby, king mattress.
if Mark goes viral for this, and then he just has to be this character like Andrew Dice Clay or Larry
For the
the
rest of
Cable
my
Guy
life
for the rest of your life. You just got
And then
to
he-
show
like
up like
eat a
this.
bullet.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he brings in Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan says, "All right, brother, let's do this." Like,
Yeah,
you know.
or Ric Flair, and you guys just go on tour
Bonnie
together.
Mark, the hundredaire.
It's
Yeah.
genuinely incredible look for you, Mark. It actually
It
works.
just works. I don't know. It just
I
works.
just pieced this together. You know, I got the money to
You
spend
know
now. You
why?
know, I got the pinky rings. You know,
You know
hey.
why it really works though? Because it's got the smell of victory and cigar
Yeah,
smoke.
maybe
Obviously.
maybe it's because you're selling it, Mark, because
Right.
you're actually you're wearing it. Wouldn't work if you were like timid wearing it, but you're wearing it like a cock.
Well, you know,
sword with
when you
eagle.
win like me, you can talk the talk and you can walk the walk because you're the $800 man. Woo!
I think you just turned into like a Chelsea fan.
Oh, poor Najee.
Poor Najee.
All that money. You gotta help him with
All I
those
will
transfers.
say is, if you bet
Win
against
that
me, you
big.
could be a poor man. But if you bet with me, you could be rich overnight.
There you go.
Or
well,
in my
Mr.
case,
Tom,
much
we've
more
never
poor.
we haven't even gotten to your picks
Probably.
for the night. So let's see them. Should we play your
Mr.
intro
Moneybags,
again? Because I
baby.
feel like Mark needs an intro now. Even Cyril is dressed up like Mr. Moneybags. What's his name?
I don't know.
Dr.
Penny,
Moneybags?
Penny something?
The Monopoly
Professor?
Man.
I always thought it was Mr. Moneybags, but it's not.
No, it's like
Professor
Mr. Penny something.
Moneybags?
So we're just staring at the Monopoly Man. What's going on here?
Mark,
That's
you
his,
look like
he
me
has
on
an
my
intro
off day.
page and then he has a title card.
Just a
Come
little,
on.
little
Don't you
tweak
know
on
Mr.
that
Tom
one.
is the most important person on the show?
Mark, you look like me on my off day.
It's
why
only
are
on
we-
your
why are we
on
looking
days
at
that
this
you
You
look
can
like
explain
this.
this a little there, Mr. Tom? What happened, or it already was explained and just,
It was already explained.
okay.
So if you don't mind, yes, this is what happened. This is money, baby.
Yeah, and that went
Winner, winner,
Mark added
chicken
a bunch
dinner,
of
baby.
shit
I'm
to
eating
it.
chicken
Winner,
tonight.
winner, chicken dinner. There you go.
All
I'm
right,
so
let's-
proud of you all. Although what I will say, Gary, that bet you did where you like loaded it up with over 2.5, that didn't affect your payout remotely. There was actually no point in you putting that on there. Because by picking
Yeah.
the 3-2 correct score, it already knows that it has to be over 2.5.
I didn't do 2.5.
That's what I was telling Mark.
thought-
And Mark was like, I
thought-
also put both teams to score. And I was like, yeah, but
It
you
just
put the,
boosted it up just that much more,
it
baby.
doesn't boost it up
Just that
at
much more
all.
money in my pocket,
not.
baby.
It doesn't. I'm
He'll
telling
be
you, it
jet
does not.
packing all the way
And-
to the bank.
And actually,
There's an
I've seen,
algorithm.
but Tom,
It
I've
knows.
seen where I've had this like crazy parlay bet, and I have like the score as 2-1, and then I put over 2 goals. Sometimes it goes from paying out 1,027 cents to 1,010 cents, and you're like, I'm losing money by picking that, like, because they're going like, you're just being a dumbass.
It's a transaction fee.
Yeah, it's like, that's a dumbass. Why would you pick over 3 goals if you picked 4 goals in the match?
Hang on, I'll tell Gary what he did because I still
Anyway.
got it.
All right, sorry, Tom. Continue.
Yeah, you know what? I apologise, Gary. It wasn't you. It was Mark. My apologies.
Okay, yeah, I didn't
Sorry,
think
it
I
was
did
it was
that
the
because,
money
like
man.
you said, it doesn't.
No, no.
You already have
Yeah,
the.
no. I was wrong. I apologise. On this one, we're going Leicester to win. It's the early kickoff game that isn't Leeds, because obviously I don't pick Leeds because if I get it wrong and Leeds lose, and then I lose on this, it hurts twice. So we're not doing that. I'm going with Leicester to win 3-1. I think they should win this comfortably for obvious reasons. Mr. Connor Wilkinson will get the goal for Walsall because he is their current top scorer. That is still at the club because their actual top scorer got recalled and he had scored 15 goals. And I think this is the sort of game that they're going to play Kelechi and Acho in. and you are afforded a 1-goal window that he doesn't score one of them. 160 odd pound. But don't worry, they get bigger, baby.
Keep them
Wow.
coming. That's not enough money for money bags.
That's a huge risk. That's a lot of specifics there.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a lot. A lot's got to come in through there, baby.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can give that a woo.
All right. Let me dip into the money bag, see what I've got. I'm going with Reading to get a shock win at Old Trafford with manager's son and son of former Manchester United, the Scum player, Tom Ince to score the goal, and Scum to obviously have more corners based on trying to overturn that.
So, Tom, let me ask you
200
this.
odd.
Does the bet change if it's Tom? How do you say his last name? Ince?
Ince, yeah.
Yeah.
So if Tom Ince, if you just had him as anytime goal scorer versus score first,
Score
it
first and
shouldn't
1-0.
change. It
Yeah, but
shouldn't
it's irrelevant
change.
in a 1-0.
I know. So why does it
You're
have
just
to be
denying
score
yourself.
first?
You're just denying yourself money if you pick any time in the 1-0 win, because the price.
So
is
it
a lot
would
smaller.
be a different. It would be a different bet. It would be a different wager.
Yeah, in
like
name
odds.
it would be.
Odds would be
but
different.
But the machine might recognise that you actually mean first scorer, and it might bump it up. I say might. I can't speak
It
for
won't.
it. It's a computer.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, in this situation,
Put them
and
both into the
obviously
machine.
obviously, as Leeds fans know, it is possible to win there 1-0 in the FA Cup game.
All right.
It very much is.
Same.
Your good
this
friend.
one's better.
Jermaine.
I just don't know who.
Beckford.
I don't know who Tom Ince is, but if you're saying he's going to score, then sure.
He's
This
ready for
bet looks
war,
like
from
me.
what I
I'll take
understand.
that.
Very left-footed.
How
He's
the
very.
fuck do you know
He's
that?
very.
How the fuck would you know that?
Do you remember him at Blackpool and
Don't
Morgan
I
James
remember
Patterson?
him at Blackpool?
No, it's
He's
Blackburn.
been, he's been everywhere. And
I
he's,
can tell this in the kindest way. He's bang average, but he mysteriously always gets signed by clubs that employs his dad.
yeah.
he was supposed to like blossom and never kind of just didn't.
Yeah.
Didn't. Yeah. Just.
Yeah.
Nah.
But wasn't he a hot
big
commodity at one
potential.
point, though? A little bit?
He's
old is
been
he?
a very hot commodity throughout the championship for years.
I can tell you who killed
He's
his
been
career.
at a lot
by
of
the
top
way.
championship clubs, but never quite done it.
He's
Gotcha.
30.
He joined Stoke. He joined Stoke the year they went down, and
Yeah,
basically
that's
he was meant to fire them back into the Premier League. But then on
Yeah,
the
that
opening
was
day,
that was
I think
Bielsa's
he
first
debuted
game.
against
Yeah,
Bielsa. So
came up
Bielsa
against
killed him.
Bielsa's Leeds first game of the season.
But he's still going to score here because the narrative, because football love stories.
So
Son
is
of a
it
former
weird
player.
that his dad is his coach?
Nah.
Like, is that weird to anybody?
It's not rare actually, because Darren Ferguson, or the current Peterborough manager, I think he's been their manager 4 times. He also played for Manchester United, and he was terrible.
He was a
But again,
and he also played for West Ham.
Well, Junior Firpo played for his dad, Senior Firpo, at some point, did he not?
yeah, but he deserves to because he's amazing.
Yeah, he is. And why would his dad not want him at his club? He's like the best player in the world.
It would actually be ignorant of Senior Firpo to deny his son's talent.
I hope he goes by Senior Firpo. I hope that is his name. Oh, matter of fact,
Can we go to my big money Hollywood contest of the week?
Please, let's do.
Oh, let's do it.
Oh, wow.
This will be the most watched match out of the 3 of those.
I'll put $1 on this.
Mogul's is a left back, right?
Yeah, but he ventures
This
forward,
has been
and he's definitely going to
screened live in Hollywood,
I
California.
believe he's actually right back,
Right.
but he has
Right.
he has 3 goals in 4 games, and there's no way he's not going to find himself venturing forward in this one. Sheffield United play very attacking football, and they're all going to end up in that half of the pitch. I'm confident.
He's
in
played
this.
6 matches and he has 2 goals for Sheffield United. Sorry, not Chelsea.
Yeah, that's in the league. He actually has 7 goal involvements in like 14 games, something like that. But point is, he could still get something in this game, and that's why it pays big. Obviously, alternatives, if you did this with Sheffield United to win 4-3, it pays about 300 and something. But also of note, Wrexham matches in the FA Cup this season have yielded 15 goals.
Wrexham.
Yeah. Killed him.
Damn near killed him.
I'm glad you woke up.
Hold on, Mark. Tell us that again.
Wrexham. Damn near killed him.
You know, you're like what's his name? Who's Andy Kaufman's alter ego?
Oh, Tony.
Tony Clifton.
Tony Clifton. He's real. It's not an alter ego. He's actually real.
What's your name? Forget it. I don't care. Anyway, I was saying.
A bit spicy.
Volare!
Or whatever.
Wait,
I don't think we can bet on this.
I was just looking at that. We can't bet the FA Cup.
It's not listed. It's not listed. And this pisses me off because I was going to give this a woo!
Wait. What was that?
I was going to give this one a woo! It's not listed.
Why?
This pisses me off. I don't know why.
Mark, you need a
But I give this one a woo! Because I like the odds, baby. I like the odds.
Name for this character.
No, Mark needs to be naked during this.
Oh no. You know what he means. Guess what? No. Take it back.
I don't know who writes
a lot of rewind,
show,
pause, and
that's
delete.
not happening. That's not my contract. Now look, you want to give me $100 million? I'll be naked. But until I see that kind of money,
it's
not gonna happen.
Oh,
where's this show gone?
I know this is. I gotta drink my
beer,
the
dogs, I tell you.
Pause, delete, whatever. Come on.
All right, guys.
This could be its own show.
Well, Mark will have his own show, King of the Stoop. He's
No. After the season the Wolves are having, it's gonna be called On the Crapper.
On the Crapper with Mark.
On the Crapper with Spawny Mark. The Wolves talk 24 hours. On the Crapper. And I'll shoot it from the Crapper.
Wrexham are in the Vanarama National, Scooby. 50th. Do you know Leeds ladies are playing Arsenal ladies in the Women's FA Cup?
What?
On Sunday.
What is that, like Foxy boxing?
No, that's
exactly like that, but with football.
That's like the equivalent of the Stoop 11 playing Arsenal.
That's the comment that gets us cancelled and also recognized at the same time.
I watched it was on the Leeds app once, the Women's FA Cup, I think it was a couple of seasons ago, and there were I don't even know the name of the team, some colliery team, which is like a coal mine, and they're the opposing goalkeeper in the women's game, she must have been 18 stone. So that's the level that Leeds United ladies are at the minute.
We're going to need some sort of
what's a stone?
Metric translation.
Is that a lot?
There
Which stone? I'm into a lot
like
of
a local
different
pub
so
team.
that's like 18 times John Stones?
And that's the level that Leeds ladies are at, whereas Arsenal ladies are like top of the WSL every season and fighting for
you
Europe.
mean 3
so
John Stones?
It will be like
we're
the Stoop 11 playing Arsenal.
It's 14 pounds to a stone. So
yeah, I can't do that kind of math.
I don't even understand the women's tiering of women's football.
I was an English major. You do the math.
Are you drinking Klosthalers?
But it's like, I don't know, the fourth tier is like...
I just step it up from the Budweiser, baby.
Football, is it not?
I'm a multi-hundred there.
It's that bad.
Klosthalers NA,
yeah,
bud.
It doesn't look great.
You're sober doing this fucking character?
I still want to be Arsenal.
Oh, definitely.
Hey, dry January's no joke.
You should have got the odds on that.
Yeah.
I actually think they offer it, to be honest. So I'll have a look.
They don't offer FA Cup odds on FanDuel over here in the States.
Oh.
So.
No,
they did today. There was Arsenal City but not all the matches. They don't do all the matches. It's very, very fucking weird.
I feel like too for FA, like for FanDuel, that's got to be just a huge moneymaker for them, right? Like, how many more people that would be betting on shit they have no idea about?
Absolutely.
You know,
we've got
what's your
there's
point?
This guy on Twitter that I follow who he's always like, all right, guys, here we go. We're already in 2, we've already hit 2 of our 5 for the day. And I'm looking at it going, it's 7 a.m. What the fuck are you talking about? This dude is betting. He's got like this is the Austrian national team. We've got the New Zealand, this and that, but he's like, he bets like both teams to score, and that's it for that one. And for this one, and he does these parlays that are like, they're all Najee style, where like 8 of these things to happen, and you get $2 on your $5 bet, sort of a thing.
You guys and
It's a
you guys
terrible
use
parlay.
17-leg parlays. Who's got time for that? Who's got time to put together a 17, 20-leg parlay?
Yeah,
the time
I do.
You,
I take 2 shits a day,
right
probably.
now, baby.
Yeah.
This game won't get canceled. What are the odds?
No, but to me, betting where you're like, okay, look at these 18 things happen. I will make $2 for every $10 I bet. Awesome. I'm going to bet $10. And you do all that work and you win $2. To me, I'm like, you are a gambler. You are a fucking addict. Like you're
an
like
idiot.
You're an idiot. That's great.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't do
Why not?
a
Why not
$10
have some,
bet on a parlay that only pays out $2. Like the idea
some
of a
people
parlay
do
is
that,
to.
and they're like, oh, I'm slowly making my $2.
No, but not you don't do that on.
But see, here's the
you don't do that
difference
on
maker,
parlays,
though. The people that are doing that aren't betting $2 on a 17-leg parlay. They're throwing down $1,000 because it's almost a sure thing. And they're winning like
$200.
They make like $500-$600.
No, they're spending $5 to win 2 on the favorite every time, so that the odds play out, and they just sort of like build. So you don't do that on a parlay.
And these are the habits of rich people,
like Najee.
People like me who go, oh, but if I bet this one, I could win 20,000, and they're like, just give me your number again.
Me too.
Like
Me too. I'm going broke a fucking $1 at a time.
And this is the difference between rich and poor people. Like this is what we all fucking do.
I can tell you for an absolute fact, if you start doing like £1,000 on something to win £1,050, you will get looked into as if you're a money launderer, because they will think, why is this guy doing this? Like, does he just want to be able to say, I have
but
this
if you're not a money launderer, then what do you have to worry about?
The real question is,
no, but you still have to prove that you've got an income that isn't.
But here's also the problem: if you just did your year like that, of every month, I'm going to put a $1,000 bet on easy money and get that $200 back. So over the year, I've made, what is that, $2,400 extra.
No, but that's the main reason people do
then
that.
They're going to tax you on it. And you've
taxed.
actually
we don't
the
get
money
taxed.
the money that you
There's
have
no
bet,
tax.
we get
Not
taxed
taxed.
like fucking
There's no
crazy.
tax in England.
But
If
they
Mark
look
done that
at
in England. That's why the payout here was only 500, because you get the full 500.
Well, no, they do it. You have to claim it on your income tax. That's where they tax you. They don't tax you like the companies we use. You just get your money. But at the end of the year, if you've made a certain amount of money on betting, you have to claim it.
1099 form at the end of the
year. Yeah. No, FanDuel will send it to you. And they're like, here's this, you need to declare this or whatever. And then they look at how much you've spent, how much you actually gambled. It's crazy. So it's kind of like,
I don't want that out there. I don't want people to know how much I gamble.
So Mark, thank goodness you hit that at the beginning of the year, because now you have time to lose it all and not be looked at.
Yeah, don't pull it out at all.
Never pull it out. Never. Yeah.
How do you think I afforded all this?
Mark's like,
this
I
wasn't
pulled
cheap.
it out. I pulled it out. They offered me a credit card. I took that. He's like, oh shit.
You think I'm gonna let him keep it? Change their
Never
mind?
pull out, I think is
Never
the-
pull out. Never
Never
pull out.
And
welcome to the show.
The tax
Colonel
is too
Ward.
high.
Never pull out is the answer to every. Ben, you had a question? Yeah,
No,
the
no.
answer's never pull out. Don't worry about it.
It will take Mark about 3 to 4 years to lose that money if
Okay.
he exclusively spent it on betting in the dark. I'm just saying.
Hold on 1 second, guys.
You know how bad of a gambling habit I have.
I do.
How does
because I'm
it
in
even
the
do
same
now?
group.
We do now.
I do. I do because I'm in the same group where you publish them. But at the same time,
Yes, sir.
Hey, Gary. What you doing?
Just putting bets in. 'Cause
You fucking addict! You fucking addict!
Terrible.
it's
Just remember,
conference,
people.
it's conference championship weekend. I just like
When the fun
fun
stops, stop.
When the
It was
fun
pretty fun
stops,
last week,
Is
though.
there a
push
game
through
tomorrow?
it.
Is
Push
the game
through it. It'll get
Sunday. There's
funny.
2 games
They're
on
both
Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh, they're both on
I've
Sunday.
never
All right,
wanted.
I got time.
I've
I got time
never
to.
wanted Arsenal to score goals so much in my life.
Me too.
I'd never wanted Scum to score so much in my life because I had them 3-3 on my Super Six.
Damn, ballsy.
Mm.
So let me
Well,
tell you,
I
that
don't
last 3
feel
minutes,
bad
man, it
at
was
all.
squeaky bum time for me. The extra 3 minutes they threw on top after VAR. Oh, that was earth shattering for me. I was like, oh my god, we're gonna lose it because I don't win. I don't win. I tell you.
Can we make a rule where Mark's not allowed to come on the show without the outfit?
I like that rule. You got to wear it. The next
Incredible.
time
Right
on the
now.
Stoop, guys do it.
If I win, if I continue winning, I'll get a bigger crown.
He
Won't
does
even
have
be able
a
to
he
fit
does
this
have
room.
a Jerry Lawler look about him, doesn't he?
Can't afford the cigar habit.
Mark should just get the blazer that Jerry Lawler wears. With what did he wear? He was just skin.
It's just,
cape,
it's like
He
a
just wore,
cape
like,
or
the-
a
he wore the-
leotard.
He
jumper,
wore a
the-
cape, yeah, and he had a singlet.
Singlet
Yeah, he had the
leotard,
singlet.
yeah.
Yeah, but when he became like the announcer, didn't he just wear like a blazer with no shirt?
Yeah,
under?
yeah.
But no, he still had the singlet on underneath just in case.
Just in
Yeah,
case
you
he had
just
to
couldn't
bust
see-
it out.
You just couldn't see
Well,
it
it's
sat
funny
down.
you say that because tomorrow night is the Royal Rumble, and Jerry Lawler once entered the Royal Rumble while he was commentating.
Yeah, I
Hence
remember,
why
yeah.
he had the outfit on just in case.
He also fought Andy Kaufman, right?
He lasted 8 seconds. Just throw that out.
Longer than
He fought. Andy Kaufman fought Lawler on was it Letterman?
Yep.
Is that where he fought him?
No, they
Wouldn't
had
have stood a
they had
chance
an
against Kaufman in the
altercation
squared circle. Lawler cheated.
He
And
didn't,
besides,
no, he
Andy
didn't.
only played
No, he
women.
didn't.
He only fought women. Unless Jerry's got something on we don't know about.
Who would you fight, Andrew Dice Mark?
Who would I fight? God, who couldn't I stand?
Adama Traore?
I think
Kenny
I think
G.
I would if I
Man's
was,
already
if
been
I was
answered.
a wrestler and I wanted to fight someone that I couldn't. I would fight the Iron Sheik because I thought the camel clutch was the most bullshit signature move. That's what I think.
Wow.
What's your favourite
Okay.
move of all time? Mine was the sharpshooter.
I like the ones that the luchadors do, the Hurricane Rana, like the.
Of course you're gonna pull the obscure shit, dude. Like, come on. He's like bringing up the fucking Benfica of wrestling.
only thing that
right
comes
now.
on in
And
Jersey.
like,
Look up-
you
look up
gotta
Rey-
see
Whoa,
this
whoa,
move.
whoa.
It's only been used
Rey
Whoa.
Mysterio
in
Jr.
Juarez.
The Benfica of wrestling. What a statement.
Look up Rey
He's
Mysterio.
like, whoa, guys. Have you guys ever been
Yeah.
to this little place in Oaxaca?
There's a kid
Where they have
wrestling
these
in
wrestlers?
Guatemala right now. I swear to God, he's going for a big money move. He'll go to Juarez first, and then he'll like work his way into wherever the fuck is next. And...
He's worth 100 million pounds.
Exactly.
I want to manage that kid.
All right, guys, we got 15 minutes left in the show, so I just wanted to bring up a very important question. If you could have one rule from another sport implemented into football, soccer, Premier League, what would that rule be?
I think we all have the same one, right? Like, it's pretty obvious to me.
Fighting in hockey?
Allow fighting.
Yeah.
Oh, I would say more like a penalty box.
Penalty box.
Yeah,
sin box with
Sin
fighting.
bin, baby. Sin bin.
Penalty
I would
box.
take
with
the
fighting.
We don't
challenge
agree.
rule.
I
I'd take
want,
the challenge
but it's
rule
all
from
from
NFL.
hockey. Clearly, we're all going from hockey.
Yeah. I mean, amen.
No, not going for hockey. Not going
I'll
for
take the
hockey.
challenge rule from NFL where
No,
in
you
football.
See,
don't.
that would be my next
No,
one.
I do
That
want
would
it.
be my
Okay,
next
hold
one.
hold on.
Because baseball
hold
does
on.
it too.
Okay, guys. Who?
3-pointers.
Oh man, that's a good one. Chris, explain yourself.
If you score from outside the box, how about 2 points?
If you score from outside the box, it's worth
like-
2 points.
But then you're taking away goals.
Is it
to
worth
points.
3 from half? Is it
I think
worth
he
3
means
from
worth
the
2
halfway?
goals.
Three from half, 2 from outside the box.
You mean it's worth 2 goals?
2
Yeah.
points. 2 goals.
We can't have
No,
points.
it should be free outside the penalty box because there'd be no reason to do it. Like when you could just work your way into the penalty box and be more advantageous to getting the goal.
So
Well,
I would
2 points for a score draw.
Don't make it a
Increase
box.
it
Make it
down
an arc.
backwards.
Kind of like the
Yeah,
NBA.
I actually think that if you throw someone over the advertising hoardings, they are eliminated from the football match.
Wait, where does this come from?
Royal Rumble.
It comes from tomorrow night's Royal Rumble, baby.
Oh my God! So new rule. What do we think about that, guys? Wait, explain it again, Tom.
I don't care what they think of it. I think it's fucking fantastic. But yeah, basically, if you basically propel a player from the opposition team over the advertising hoardings, they are eliminated from the contest, or it would create a power play, as such.
So they're out until they can come back, or 2 minutes, or
No, they're gone. No,
they're
you're
just gone.
Yeah, but then it's up to you to stop yourself from getting thrown over, isn't it?
Can I change my one? I've got a better one.
Absolutely.
You can't take it from basketball. You can't pass back into your own half once you've crossed halfway.
Love that.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh, that's
I like that a
insane.
That makes
I
too much
like
sense.
that, Ben. I like your thinking there.
That makes too much sense. So
Yeah, that makes a little too much sense. I think you're gonna get a yellow card for that.
It's a great idea, but it's not
We're
violent
making
enough for my liking.
too much sense.
I don't think I've been booked. Have
all right,
I?
Italy.
By John. I've been booked by Lolo.
Italy, what rule would you implement from any other sport?
Can we bring back a rule?
Yes.
I want to bring back the halfway PK, where they start from the mid and they run and then do the PK like they did in MLS.
It is
I have
actually
no
fun to
earthly
watch.
idea what you're talking
like a
about.
penalty shot in hockey.
It's a penalty
early
shot.
years of the MLS, the penalties
had
were
it-
taken like a hockey penalty.
Right,
You started
exactly.
the halfway line and you had 10
Exactly.
seconds to score. That was
Yeah.
So what,
basically
they
it.
dribble with it?
Yeah, from the halfway line and they
You're
try and
one-on-one
score.
with the keeper.
Yeah,
Wait,
like
what?
they did in the penalty, like doing
So it's a
penalty shootouts in
one-on-one?
hockey. Yeah.
You're one-on-one with the keeper.
Yes.
FIFA made them stop doing it because
Exactly.
because the MLS wanted to look more professional. They
Exactly.
basically made their rules in line with the rest of the world. But when the MLS initially started in 1996, that is what they did in tied games.
Ooh, I would like that.
I
That's
want
awesome.
I want that back. I loved
mean-
watching it on YouTube and also live games. It was very exciting.
Well,
Jesse
it's
Marsh
actually
scored the winning goal in one.
Yeah, I mean
Shoot.
it's interesting. That's actually very interesting. Because a keeper could decide to come out and crash and
What about implement the daylight rule on offsides?
Or when the ball goes over the end line, it was out.
Yeah,
Not
put
when
the
it's against the
put the
Germans.
corner, put the ball in the quadrant, not
All right, can
hanging
tag.
over there.
I've got a great
That
idea.
grinds
Again.
me.
Violent as fuck.
So I guess mine would be not necessarily taken from another sport, but I've brought this up before. Where is like a common foul in the penalty box would be taken from the 18-yard line as opposed to the 12 or wherever it is, 10, 8, whatever. And then a goal scoring chance where you're fouled is taken from the spot. That I
So
think.
having two opposing
Yeah, it gives a lot more like
two different
I don't think like a common like foul mistake where you're tripping someone where the ball is like running away from them, but you make contact and the ball's running away from goal. I don't think you should be given like an 88% chance to now score from the spot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Whereas if you take it,
a smaller box within the larger box.
They're changing the rules on penalties, aren't they?
No, you're saying like you're
so.
saying like how come you can absolutely demolish somebody or literally grab the ball and keep it from going in and you're not the keeper. Some terrible foul versus catching somebody's leg.
How about no
like
referees?
Way at the corner.
Why is
that
their
the same?
feet touched? So clearly it's a foul, but anywhere else on the pitch they
How
may
about
not
no
call it.
referees and they just ref it themselves like you would playing your mates in the park?
Well, they should have done during the World Cup final when it went to extra time.
Yeah.
They should have gone like
basically
extra time, extreme edition, and then basically glass walls come up from around the side of the pitch.
Or it's what was that
So
movie in the 90s with Damon Wayans where you could just like he shanked the
White
guy
Chicks?
in the college football game?
That was my second idea.
Messenger 15.
Last Boy
I
Scout.
think
Last
Scout.
Boy Scout. Last
where-
Boy Scout.
Right,
That was
extra
one
great.
time
player
you
from
can
each
shank
team is
somebody.
allowed to carry a switch knife.
Yeah.
And the mystery is you don't know who it is until people start dropping.
Well, I would actually go with the. To me, I would go with the. It's close with the penalty box, but I would go with the fighting of hockey. I feel like sometimes you just gotta when there's like two players just kind of going at it, and they just sometimes they got to get that out of their system, and you let them grapple. So it would have to be different rules of like you can't just straight up deck somebody in the face, but you guys can wrestle and kind of duke it out a little bit. I don't know. It'd be tougher rules.
The trainers from both sides bring out some handbags and they just start hitting each other with them.
Yeah.
Got another idea I've been tinkering with for a few
but
years.
then like you would have people like little, if you're a little shit starter, like maybe Richarlison gets popped in the nose and he stops being quite as much of a dick.
I was about we enforce a rule that's already there, like stay in your technical box.
Nah,
that's not fun.
That's a great
What?
rule.
That makes sense.
It has to
It's
do
not
what's
a
going on in the
sexy
field.
change, Ben.
It doesn't affect the field.
That's great.
What about,
I like.
what about
I like
letting
when-
them
I like the
kick the ball
I
in
like-
instead of throw the ball in?
Yeah, I've always thought that kick it in. Why did they throw it in? Never understood that.
It really goes against everything about the sport, right?
Yeah,
Like you can only use your hands outside the field of play unless you're the goalie.
That might be a cool way to play, though. You
You're
can
not
use
in
your
the
hands.
field
You
of
just
play,
keep the
though,
ball out of
when you
bounds,
throw it in.
tap it forward, and then dribble. So there's no out of bounds anymore.
All right, you all think that footballers earn too much money, right?
What?
Well,
I think you can all agree footballers earn too much money, right?
I don't think
Like,
so.
I don't think so.
Footballers earn
That's what the market
400,
is. The
300
market
grand
says
a
that's
week,
what they
right?
get paid.
Okay, well, I'm going to pretend you all said yes. For this
No.
idea. Okay, so basically, I think they should round up the families of every team member and you put them in a big shark cage above, like, one end of each end of the field. And the losing team, the family goes plop into a shark cage, into a shark pit.
And if you score an
That'd be
own goal,
motivation.
an extra shark gets added.
You want to do that to my nana?
I'm loving this idea, Ben. I'm glad you're in on it as well.
We've created 2 monsters tonight.
I'm going to go with this here, and we've talked about it.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me. There. Okay. Now
There
you
we
can go.
We've talked about this on the show
in character, please.
numerous times.
Hold on. Wait. Okay. Sorry.
We've talked about this.
We all want to be
numerous
present
times.
for this.
And this is something that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we've talked about the sin bin, and we've talked about this, that, and the other thing. But one thing what we've talked about is it goes to VAR. That ref has to explain it, just like they do in the NFL. When it goes to when they get the challenge flag, I'm not saying that you put a challenge flag in football, but when an opposing coach, he says, "I don't agree with that call. Here's the red flag." They go look at it, but they explain it. So
you're right.
If you go to VAR, you got to
cool with
explain
that.
that shit, and that's the serious answer that I have to this question. The less serious answer, but the more fun to watch is kind of like with Lolo with the fights. But if it's a tie match, the match ends in a draw at the end of stoppage time. It goes into extra time, but it's played rollerball style. Right? You just come out and you fight to the death. So kind of borrowing from Mr. Tom and his shark cage idea. But I want to, and then the whole.
Yeah, but that's the point where you use your 10 substitutes in it and bring on the
bring them all. Everyone's out on the pitch. Everyone's out on the pitch, swinging and trying to get that ball.
Idea. It won't sound serious. It's like Mark said, if it goes to extra time, play the extra time, but say after the 3rd minute of extra time, both teams have to take a player off. And then the next 3 minutes, teams have to take a player off. Then the next 3 minutes, teams have to take a player off. And then eventually the pitch will literally open up.
They do that in hockey, don't they?
Is that a hockey thing?
Have we got any good ideas in the comments?
It was overtime in hockey. I think it used to be 4-on-4 for a couple of minutes and then 3-on-3 after that. But I think it's just 3-on-3 now.
Yeah, it's just 3-on-3 now.
I mean, it makes sense. They're both such similar sports in the way, like the idea of how to move the puck around and how to move the ball around before scoring, that we would draw from hockey as well.
7-on-7 in extra time.
Also, I think for a wider field of play, it would become more tactical. Like, what player do you take off against certain opposition and things like that? Like, that would actually factor into it.
I also think you should go back to like World Cup 66 substitutes where there's 2 and you can only make them for an injury.
But people would fake injuries, though, no?
No, well, that's up to you. You can fake 2 injuries and that's you screwed, isn't it? But that's the way it was. That's when substitutes were original. That was it. You got 2 and they could only come off if a player was genuinely injured.
Yeah, but I feel like do you think players run more per game now than they did then?
Not from what you see, though. You look at the
but it was
game,
harder running then. It was on muddy pitches with a pig's bladder.
The players today, they're walking around the pitch.
I think it's sort of 4 subs instead of, I think 5 is 1 too.
And you actually got kicked back then without rolling around and crying. So
I think the assumption is that there's more running now.
I just feel that now that you can make 5 subs now. It's like international friendlies. It's like it's too much for me.
But you still have to be tactical about it, right? Because you can only stop for.
Do you know what I feel they brought it in for? For those managers that make that stupid mistake of all 3 subs and then getting a player injured.
How often did that happen, though?
More often than you think, to be honest.
Or your keeper gets sent off, and all of a sudden you got to put.
Yeah, but your keeper gets sent off after you made 3 subs. You're losing that game anyway.
You can only sub 3 times.
Survived because Thomas Frank did that. He took 3 players off because it was for them. It was a nothing match, end of season. Like, it was a bonus for their fans if we got relegated. But then he made the changes, and then Canos got sent off. And I think one of their defenders got injured.
So they had 9 players. It's not exactly.
Ended up with 9 players. Yeah,
that's a
no, but there was only 3 subs at the time. Like the rule hadn't fully changed. Yeah. But again, that's what you're describing, as in.
That's why I feel it was brought in.
I mean, the reason I don't have a problem with 5 subs is because a lot of these players play like in 4 or 5 competitions, and then an international competition, and then a preseason competition. Like, they're playing a fucking a lot.
Yeah, that's why they're all done by 30. Like, extend their careers a little bit, you know?
Do you not feel that
they're going to want to quit at 30?
I'm pro
do you
player.
not feel there's a lot more
Not
head
everybody
injury
can
stops
be Jamie Vardy
nowadays as well? It's
Go on,
like
Ben.
there's
One more
about
thing.
The head injury
six
thing is
six
so
different head
tactical.
injuries a game now, where there used to be
Where the
like one every
concussions
5
and
games or
is
something.
unreal.
It's terrible.
You know what?
Ireland did it
what
tonight.
I was seeing not too long ago is that new sport that's out there where it's like power slap. Power slap. Have we seen it?
Yeah.
Now here we have basically almost every sport right now is looking to reduce head injuries, and now we have a sport that the whole idea of it is to be smacked in the head. It's just ridiculous.
Boxing's existed for a long time, right? Like,
but this is a straight up.
You
I've
literally
seen
you
it.
don't
No, I
get to-
know.
you
Everyone
don't get
saw
to
it in the
like
last
block it or anything. You don't defend it. You stand there and you take it, and you get
fucking
popped.
stupid is what it is. I
It's
hate
just
it.
ridiculous that this
Going
became a
till one of them
sport.
goes down.
Nothing surprises me.
I
The
don't think it
crazy
just
thing is it
became a
started
sport.
in Russia.
That's also not very crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it probably
No, it's
originally
been a
started
sport
with
for a
a
while.
lot of vodka, and now all the
Yeah.
vodka has probably been removed from the
It's
sport.
probably started as a bar game.
Did it not start as a happy slap?
All right, I'm gonna go get another beer, boys. Are we?
We did it in college.
That got eerily quiet. We did that in college.
Just trying to vision that.
No one's got anything on that one.
No,
Everyone's like, really?
My
We didn't even
Oh,
get
that's
paid for it.
interesting.
No, my
Did it for
computer
free.
has been messing up all
CTE
all
for free.
evenings. So like Mark is frozen right now. Is Mark frozen for anybody else?
Nope.
Mark's vanished.
No,
Yeah,
Mark-
no, he's there.
Yeah,
he's
it's
there.
fine. Yeah.
No,
Pardon my
for me,
language, but Mark's fucking wonderful.
for me,
right
he's
now.
like this, but
No,
like with
he's
the
all right.
crown and shit. So I can't tell when he stops talking. But it's happened for different people throughout the
When
night.
have I
It's
stopped
been very
talking?
annoying, and I'm gonna call my cable provider tomorrow. But that is the end of our show, guys. We are here at past 9. We're in stoppage time right
Can
now.
I just quickly tell the
Get the
story of
shanks
when I
out.
entered the World Cockfighting Championships?
One
Your chicken
second.
lost.
We will be we will continue to talk a bunch of nonsense and other types of nonsense. I can't do 2 things at once these days. Here's the link for the backstage pass if you guys want to join us backstage for a little bit to continue talking nonsense back there. I don't know. I can't promise for anybody who's going to be back there, but I'll be back there for a little while, and I'm sure Mr. Tom will be back there for a little while as well. So
cool.
everybody else is frozen on my screen. I'm going to burn this computer. Oh, Mark's back for me.
Hey, look at
Anyway, Mr. Tom, final story. Let us have it.
Oh yeah, well I spent years training for the World Cockfighting Championships, and then I turned up for it, and they asked me where my rooster was. I didn't know what they were talking about. See you later.
Is that a dick joke?
It's somewhere in there. If you want it to be, it's somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there's a dick joke. Can we send Mr. Tom an on the stoop mug so he doesn't have to chug the Pepsi from the 3-liter bottle?
He
next
has
time?
one.
He's got one.
Oh,
He's got one.
okay.
He bought one.
And I'll put
Of
everything in it
course,
except drink.
it's James.
Oh, and speaking of which, right now at onthestupidlolo.com, there is a 20% off special. Oh, look at that, John. Oh, let me take that off. There we go. Guys, come on, frame up. There you go. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Mark,
kid.
you
You're
nailed
out
yours.
I just looked up then. I was
I don't
just
need
there.
I don't need one, baby.
All right, guys. There's 20% off right now at onthestupidlolo.com. If you go over there, there should be a code down there somewhere. And if there isn't, hit me up on Twitter and I'll send it to you anyway. Good night, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us. Kantak, thanks for fucking joining us for once, man. That was great.
Yeah, nice
Great
to see you again,
guys.
Cancer.
It's good to see
Everybody
all you
else
guys.
as well.
Nice to meet you, Gary.
Right,
I
bro.
hope all your teams
Later,
lose
Kantak.
all the rest of your matches except for Arsenal. Peace.
Later.